the same time. So, in 1922, Murnau assembled his cast and crew for what would become a masterpiece of silent horror, Nosferatu, a symphony of horror. Now imagine this. There's no CGI, no jump scares engineered by editing software, not even dialogue to carry the plot. Just pure atmosphere, shadows, and the raw intensity of performance. The movie was never supposed to exist in the first place. The story, if you trace its roots, is a thinly veiled adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula. The producers, a fledgling German studio called Prana Film, tried to sidestep copyright issues by changing the names. Count Dracula became Count Orlok. Jonathan Harker became Thomas Hutter. Mina Harker became Ellen. But anyone with even a passing familiarity with Stoker's novel would see through the ruse. Enter Max Schreck, whose very name translates to terror in German. An actor so enigmatic, so otherworldly in appearance and manner, that rumors swirled for years that he wasn't acting at all. He was a vampire. Seriously, that's how convincing his performance as Count Orlok was. Schreck's face, with its rat-like fangs, bald skull, impossibly long fingers, and wide, unblinking eyes, became the template for every bloodsucker that followed. He moves with a stiff, unnatural grace, gliding through the film's shadow-soaked sets, like death itself made flesh. In a time before method acting was a household word, Schreck simply became Orlok, so much so that legends grew up around the production. Some whispered that Schreck only appeared at night and refused to break character on set. His presence is so disturbing, so primal, that you almost feel like you're watching something you weren't meant to see. Let's talk about the cast for a second. Gustav von Wangenheim played Thomas Hutter, the film's naive protagonist, a man who stumbles into the vampire's lair with wide-eyed innocence and emerges forever changed. Greta Schroeder brought a delicate, tragic beauty to Ellen, Hutter's wife, whose fate is inextricably tied to Orlok's insatiable hunger. Every supporting player, from Alexander Granich's sinister knock to the terrified villagers, seems touched by the same fever dream that Murnau was conjuring. No one is just acting in this film. They're living inside it. But here's the thing. Nosferatu almost didn't survive. Bram Stoker's widow, Florence, caught wind of Prana Film's unauthorized adaptation and launched a copyright lawsuit so fierce that she succeeded in having nearly every print of the film destroyed. What we see today, what we can stream, what's restored for Blu-ray, what plays in silent film festivals, is a miracle. It's a cinematic ghost that clawed its way back from the grave. Had a single copy not escaped destruction, we'd be left only with legends and lost stories. Imagine the production, shot largely on location in the German countryside and in the shadowy port city of Wismar. Murnau rejected the artificiality of studio backlots in favor of crumbling castles, fog-draped forests, and eerily empty streets. There's a haunting authenticity to every frame. You feel the cold stone under Orlok's claws. You see the moon reflected in the river as his coffin drifts silently toward Hutter's home. The cinematographer, Fritz Arno Wagner, was a genius with light and shadow. He used the camera almost like a lantern in a pitch-black corridor, casting beams that revealed just enough to make you shiver, but never enough to let you feel safe. Remember, this is 1922. No sound, no color, just silent, flickering images. And yet the visual language is so potent that you don't miss a single word. Look at the way shadows become characters themselves. Watch as Orlok's clawed hand stretches across the wall, sliding up Ellen's sleeping form, threatening to snuff out her life. Wagner employed negative exposure and trick photography to make Orlok seem less like a man and more like a living corpse. His movements jagged, unnatural, utterly alien. The now iconic shot of Orlok rising, stiff as a board, from his coffin is still one of the most spine-chilling moments in film history. It's been referenced, paid homage to, and parodied countless times, but never equaled. But what about the music? In silent films, the score is everything. It's the heartbeat, the breath, the emotional engine. Hans Erdmann composed the original score for the film, but for decades it was considered lost. Today's screenings of Nosferatu feature everything from traditional pipe organs to lush, modern orchestrations, each one offering a new way to experience the story's eerie beauty. The music swells and recedes, always matching the film's feverish dream logic. When Orlok appears, the notes become jagged and discordant. When Ellen sacrifices herself to save